Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills and golden fields, there lived a humble farmer named Edgar. Edgar was a man of simple means, content to till his small plot of land and provide for his family with whatever the earth yielded. Though poor, he was rich in love, with his wife, Clara, and their young daughter, Lila, bringing light and laughter to his modest home. One crisp autumn morning, as Edgar dug the soil to prepare for the coming planting season, his spade struck something hard. At first, he thought it was a stone, but as he cleared the dirt, he unearthed a small, intricately carved wooden box. The box was locked, and beside it lay a single silver key that gleamed unnaturally in the sunlight, as though it held a secret of great importance. Curiosity overcame him, and Edgar carefully inserted the key into the box's lock. With a soft click, the lid sprang open to reveal a folded piece of parchment. The parchment was old, its edges worn, but the writing on it was clear and deliberate. This key unlocks the 3 doors of destiny. Behind each door lies a different fate. Choose wisely, for each choice comes with a cost. Beneath the writing on the parchment was a simple map, marking the locations of the 3 doors. They were scattered across the land, each in a place Edgar had heard of only in tales: the Cave of Echoes, the Summit of Whispers, and the Lake of Reflection. Though Edgar was skeptical, something deep within him stirred, a desire to discover if the key truly held the power promised by the parchment. He decided to visit the first door, located in the Cave of Echoes, a treacherous cavern said to amplify one's thoughts and fears until they became deafening. Edgar's family tried to dissuade him. Clara warned him of the dangers, and little Lila clung to his arm, begging him to stay. But Edgar, though loving, was stubborn. He promised to return and set off on his journey. The Cave of Echoes was as foreboding as the stories had described. Its entrance yawned wide like the mouth of a beast, and Edgar's footsteps echoed eerily as he ventured deeper. After what felt like hours of navigating twisting tunnels, he came upon a great iron door embedded in the stone, its surface engraved with intricate patterns of vines and thorns. With trembling hands, Edgar inserted the silver key into the lock. The door creaked open to reveal a room filled with golden coins, glittering jewels, and treasures beyond imagining. Edgar's breath caught in his throat. The riches sparkled under the dim light of the cavern, promising a life free of hardship for him and his family. But as he stepped forward to claim the treasure, a voice filled the cavern, deep and resonant. "Take what you will, but for every coin, a part of your humanity will be lost." Edgar hesitated, his hand hovering over the nearest pile of gold. He thought of his family, how much easier their lives would be with wealth. But the voice's warning gnawed at him. What did it mean to lose part of his humanity? Finally, he filled a small pouch with just enough gold to sustain his family. As he left the cave, he felt a strange heaviness settle over him, as though the act of taking the treasure had planted a seed of doubt in his heart. Life at home changed quickly. With the gold he brought back, Edgar transformed his modest farm into a sprawling estate. Clara and Lila were overjoyed at first, but Edgar couldn't shake a growing emptiness inside him. The laughter of his daughter seemed distant, and Clara's touch, once warm and comforting, now felt foreign. Driven by the need to understand what was happening to him, Edgar decided to seek the second door. He traveled to the Summit of Whispers, a mountain said to carry the voices of the wind, revealing secrets to those who dared to listen. The climb was grueling. The higher he ascended, the colder and thinner the air became. At last, he reached the summit, where the second door stood alone against the backdrop of the endless sky. This door was silver, etched with swirling designs that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight. When Edgar turned the key, the door opened to reveal a grand throne room. At its center sat a golden crown, encrusted with jewels, resting on a velvet cushion. "Take the crown," a voice whispered, softer this time, but no less unsettling. It will grant you power beyond measure. You will rule kingdoms, and your word will be law. But with power comes isolation. Those who once loved you will fear you. Edgar hesitated, his mind racing. With such power, he could ensure his family's safety forever. No one could threaten them or take away what they had. Yet the warning echoed in his ears. Isolation. Against his better judgment, Edgar took the crown and placed it on his head. The weight of it was both exhilarating and crushing. As he descended the mountain, he felt the first pangs of regret. Back at the estate, Edgar's new power was both a blessing and a curse. His neighbors respected him, but kept their distance. Clara and Lila, once his greatest joys, now looked at him with unease. Edgar realized that the love and warmth he had once taken for granted had been replaced by fear and reverence. He felt like a stranger in his own home. Determined to set things right, Edgar sought out the third door. The map led him to the Lake of Reflection, a serene, glass-like body of water surrounded by ancient trees. In the center of the lake stood a small stone island, and on the island, the final door awaited. This door was black, smooth, and featureless. Edgar waded through the water to reach it, the silver key cold in his hand. When the door swung open, he found himself facing a massive mirror, its surface rippling like water. "Step forward," the mirror commanded. "See your true self." Edgar approached, his reflection becoming clearer with each step. But what he saw was not the man he remembered. His face was gaunt, his eyes hollow. The treasures and power he had claimed had left their mark, stripping away the kind and loving man he had once been. "To reclaim what you have lost," the mirror said, "you must give up all that you have gained. Will you pay the price?" Tears streamed down Edgar's face as he nodded. "I will." The mirror's surface shimmered, and Edgar felt the weight of the crown lift from his head. The gold in his pouch vanished, and his reflection slowly transformed. His features softened, his eyes brightened, and for the first time in what felt like years, he saw the man his family had loved. When Edgar stepped out of the lake, he was back in his simple home, Clara and Lila waiting for him. They embraced him without hesitation, their love undiminished. Though Edgar's wealth and power were gone, he was richer than he had ever been. He had learned that true happiness came not from treasures or power, but from the love of those who mattered most. And as for the silver key, it disappeared, waiting for the next seeker to find it and face the 3 doors of destiny.